Hello and welcome to First Impressions. This is a show where my co-host Dash Hooper and I evaluate a new album each week with a few simple ground rules. First, has to be an album we've never heard before. Second, we play it once and take our notes, and after that, we rate it in a variety of categories. And the album we're going to be looking at tonight is Villains, the 2017 album by Queens of the Stone Age. And we have a guest. So, Laurie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm on my cell phone because I'm having technical difficulties. Hurrah!
How it goes.
Hurrah.
Computers cannot be trusted. As we learned with Dash, with our 1 hour episode of me talking shit about Bob Dylan, and Dash trying to interject his thoughts, but just leaving the target on my chest.
Yeah, it was.
And I defer to you. Take your bullets. And actually, none came. So I don't know. Bob Dylan doesn't have passionate fans. Only Kate Bush has passionate fans that want to kill us. Everyone else is like, I'm with you. They suck. Joe Walsh, they didn't come in his defense. 38 Special no came in their defense, but
and Taylor Swift too.
Taylor Swift, yeah. No, they were after you, not me. That's the good thing.
I thought the Swifties were gonna have your head.
So did I. They did have Dash's head. I was pretty like middle on the album. I didn't hate it. I just thought if she wants to be industrial, then get some fucking teeth, because it was like industrial with Granny's gums. Like there's no edge. I wanted something with a little bit of edge, like get Trent Reznor. That's what I kept saying. Like you want some industrial teeth. Hire someone who knows how to do industrial, not just like, okay, it's kind of groovy industrial beat. Same thing we said with Lady Gaga. It's like, all right, you want to get edge, then get some edge. Otherwise, you got granny gums and we're not afraid.
Don't play around. Go full on.
Yes. All right. So, like always, we start off, and I just looked at my notes, like 25 pages. Holy shit. I've been writing. Now, granted, don't think this is like 12 font. I write it in like 20, like I think it's like 18 font because my vision's not great. But I'm like 25. Okay, I guess I got some things to say. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I got some things
notes
to say about this one.
All right. So,
my computer.
Yeah. All right. So starting off, like always, with our history of the artist. So Queens of the Stone Age were formed after the breakup of Kyuss. And if you haven't heard Kyuss, they're kind of a desert stoner rock band. And they broke up in 1995. And the guitarist of the band, Josh Homme, he left the band and then decided to start touring with the Screaming Trees. And he was their rhythm guitarist. And then in 1996, he started a new band. At the time, it was called Gamma Ray, but there's a German band called Gamma Ray out there, so they had to change their name to Queens of the Stone Age, and the term was coined by the Kyuss producer that he thought described their sound. So he said, Josh Homme said, for Queens of the Stone Age, the rock should be heavy enough for the boys and sweet enough for the girls. So that's where you get Queens of the Stone Age. And
that explains a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those ones where I've got a lot of history with this band, with this album. Like I said, when we talk about it, I'll say why I'm hearing it for the first time. So yeah, he recorded their first demos on his own. And this is, they did a lot of these desert sessions. He grew up very near to where I grew up. So when you get these kind of deserty riffs and desert rock, I'm like, oh man, he lived in the same awfulness that I was in. Just the high desert of California. It's not amazing. So shout out to those in the desert. It sucks. Don't try to fucking pretend. Nobody likes it, but it's inexpensive housing, so you live there. I mean, there's reasons.
Yeah.
And I feel you. I understand. Inexpensive housing is a good reason to live anywhere, but don't pretend it's amazing. It's not. So yeah, that would be my dad, who still lives there, and he actually loves it, but I don't know. Some people like isolation. That's their thing.
Nice.
All right. So the first album they recorded was the self-titled in 1998, and it was released on an indie label, Loose Groove Records, and it's that's the closest you're going to get to the Kyuss sound, and it's got kind of the repetitive stoner rock and robotic rhythms and kind of the kind of almost detached vocals, and they started to get an underground buzz. And then they had their second album, Rated R, which got them onto Interscope, got them a little more notice, and changed their lineup, because that's kind of one of the constants with Queens of the Stone Age is lineup changes. They've changed lineups over and over again. Nick Oliveri was their bassist until they kicked him out. Mark Lanigan was a collaborator throughout their time, but he passed away, so obviously he's not there anymore. But he came in and out. They brought Dave Grohl in to drum on one of their albums.
Yeah.
And now they have John Theodore, which is one of my favorite drummers. And I just wait for the moment they let him fully unleash, because he used to drum. He drummed on the first 2 Mars Volta albums. And if you haven't heard those albums, so good. The percussion work is ridiculously good. I mean, it's kind of punky prog rock, and your feelings may vary, but the drum work is exceptional. So yeah, they constantly change sound as well, because he's trying to bring in psychedelic, rock, punk, acoustic, lots of different elements into their sound. And their biggest album was released in 2002. That was Songs for the Deaf. That's where Dave Grohl did the drums. Mark Lanigan featured on several tracks. And it's kind of a concept album presented like you're driving through the desert, changing radio stations. So love that one. That's one of my favorite albums ever. They've been nominated for multiple Grammys, never won one. In fact, I was one of the nights they were playing the Grammys, I was watching them. They were playing at a venue out in Pomona, and they said, "Oh, we're nominated for a Grammy." You can see how much we give a shit about that, because here they were playing the show. So the album, the band went on hiatus after a while because Josh Homme was having health problems. He had a near-death experience in 2010, but after that, he came back with 2 albums. One of them, the one that we're going to be talking about tonight, and they're still out there performing. There's a whole lot of mess with his marriage. We'll kind of get into that when I talk about one of the songs. And yeah, they're known for their revolving lineups, and they've had collaborations with huge amounts of people, including Elton John was on one of their albums. What he did, no one knows. It just says the album features Elton John. So that's kind of a quick history of the band. They've been around for a long time. They also do these things called the Desert Sessions, where they just bring in these all-star performers. They've brought in PJ Harvey and members of ZZ Top and things like that, and just kind of play some crazy stuff. So, good evening. So yeah, the backstory of the name, I didn't know that till I did my research. So I thought that was kind of cool, because it makes sense. This is, when you're talking about metal bands, this is kind of the most danceable metal band you're going to hear. So
I wouldn't even consider them metal.
What's that? Well, they were when you listen to their earlier stuff, but
okay,
yeah, more early stoner rock stuff.
That you can definitely tell Mark Ronson had a lot to do with this album.
Yeah.
Mark Ronson. Yeah.
So he was the producer. So I guess let's talk about that history of the album. And this one, yeah, it pissed the fans off. They made a stink, as they do, but Dash and I have talked about it over and over again. Fans will always piss and moan because they want it to be exactly like what came before. Evolution is not in the DNA of fan bases. They're like, no,
that is right.
Play the stuff we like, the old stuff, and if you don't, then they'll criticize you. And sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. But for the album Villains, it was released August 25th, 2017, and produced by Mark Ronson, as you said. And it was a stylistic shift for Queens of the Stone Age. They have the rock sounds in there. They wanted to incorporate more danceable grooves, funk, glam rock influences. And it was their first album in 4 years. So after Like Clockwork, they hadn't recorded anything. And Like Clockwork was a more dark and introspective album. So they wanted to do something a little bit different on this to have it more energetic and fun. So that was the original intent for it, and the villain's title was not supposed to be a political statement. It wasn't anything to do about who the president was. So, as Josh Homme says, the title Villains isn't a political statement, it has nothing to do with Trump or any of that crap. It's simply about the idea that everyone, someone to blame, someone to point at and call a villain. So, yeah. So for those who are thinking it's his political moment, it's not. And he'll call you out. And he's one of the kings of shit talkers. I've seen him decimate people at concerts if they're getting in fights or something, or if they're harassing a girl in the crowd. He'll just tear them to shreds, send them home crying to their moms.
Good.
So they brought in Mark Ronson, who was a pop producer who worked with Amy Winehouse, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and people were like, what the fuck? The metal fans especially, they scoffed an eye and got grumpy about it. But in the end, it actually got pretty decent. It's computer, Laurie.
I'm back.
So in the end, it got. I think the
I have
fans
no
forgave
audio.
the production.
There you do. We hear you.
Yep. All right. So, let's talk about the reviews. Reviews of the album were 81 on Metacritic. So if you know Metacritic, it's kind of like the Rotten Tomatoes, and so he's never seen you at that angle. So it's a new angle.
There we go.
So it's 81 on Metacritic, which is solid. It seems like when we do albums that do have Metacritics, they always seem to hover right at that that 80 mark, which is kind of, if you're talking Rolling Stone and stuff like that, that's 4 stars, kind of your B minus. So that's about where this one lives. So let's see. Going to some of our favorites. Pitchfork gave it a 7.1. And they did like that it was kind of a new experimentation, but thought that, where did they say? It was fun, if occasionally uneven, that showed that they still had new territory to explore. So Rolling Stone, which always seems to give 4 stars to everything, unless it's Bob Dylan or Pearl Jam. That's or Bruce Springsteen. Those are your 5-star guys. Everybody else gets 4 stars. They gave it 4 stars, of course. And let's see, what did Rolling Stone have to say?
I think they gave it.
They just said they continue to make rock feel vital and unruly. AV Club gave it a B+, and they said it was a strange new direction, but a confident step. All Music gave it a 4 out of 5, and they said it was a slick, stylish album that swings and seduces. And let's see, looking for the last one. Slant Magazine gave it 3 out of 5, and they said it was not dangerous. They said, for a band known for danger and dirt, Villains feels too clean. And that was more where the criticism lied, was people thought that it lacked the punch and menace that the earlier Queens of the Stone Age albums had, and that it was too polished. And I'm sure as soon as that producer was announced, some people were automatically hating it. So in general, it seemed to have got a lot of kind of 4-star reviews. No one was throwing 5-star reviews or A+s at it, but it was kind of living in that 4-star range. And I can't say I disagree with that, but we'll see. I might be in a different feeling than you two tonight, but we'll find out. So we have
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I am going to definitely be in a mood tonight for this album.
All right. Well, we'll see. It's your turn. Target's on your desk. You left me alone. So now let's talk about our history with the band. So what is your history with Queens of the Stone Age? So Dash, what's your history with this band?
For the most part, I was deployed during a lot of their initial run, so I didn't know a whole lot about them until 2010.
Okay.
2011, I didn't know much about them, so then it was just catching up, or just 1 or 2 songs here or there. So I this is the actual first time I've ever listened to a Queens of the Stone Age album all the way through.
Okay.
So, but I know some of they were known for their metal. They were metal. So
Yeah.
hearing this album, we'll get to it here in our overall thoughts here in a few minutes. But that's pretty much it, And not that I dislike them. It's just they were never part of my deployment stuff. You only get so much over there in the small little PXs that we got to visit and things like that. So, like I said, till about 2000. Yeah, I think I had finally retired when I first heard. I had finally retired, so it was 2013 when I heard my real first Queens of the Stone Age songs, because I was dating a young lady that liked them. So
got it. Okay, so Laurie, what's your background knowledge with the band?
So I am only really familiar with one of their songs prior to this album, which was "Go with the Flow."
Yeah.
Which I learned because I was playing Rock Band in 2002.
Yeah,
and it's on there. And so we played that one, and I liked that song.
Yeah.
But really they had not been in my universe of music.
Not on your radar at that point.
Yeah, no. And so when I listened to the album, this was the first album I'd listened to for them, period. So
okay. Well, I obviously have deeper history than you two. So the first time I've known of them since 1999. I saw them first. They were opening for Smashing Pumpkins. And I saw them, enjoyed them, and started to kind of follow them from that point. I've seen them over 20 times in concert. So they're ones that I've seen many times. And I know most of their albums really well. This one, the only reason I didn't know this particular album is because I downloaded it on Pirate Bay or one of those friggin' pirate streaming sites, and the audio sounded really bad. So I thought, oh, what the hell? This doesn't sound good. I'm not going to listen to it. And it was because I downloaded an illegal copy of it off a streaming site instead of buying it proper. And what ended up happening was I just wrote it off. I didn't think about it. I knew kind of the singles that they had played, but I didn't pay any other attention to the album. And when I finally came back to it, it was one of those, okay, wow, it's crazy that I overlooked it and the production wasn't bad like I thought. It was probably a leaked copy that someone put the lowest resolution thing out there, probably at like MP3, lower than MP3 quality. And I just, for years, ignored it. It's like, then I was playing something. I was just doing like a radio station on Spotify, and it played one of the songs from this album. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound all underproduced like I remember. So I brought it up for the show, figuring, all right, time that I revisit this one. And this is something I'm hoping to do a show in the future where I'm going to rank things from bottom to top, movies out, like movies, bands, discographies, and Queens of the Stone Age would be one that I would do as well. Because I mean, I know the band really well. I've seen them a million times, and yeah, I'd say Songs for the Deaf is one of my top 10 albums of all time. And this one, I just, like I said, bad download made me completely ignore it. And now I'm coming back to it in a different place than you are, knowing their history, knowing, kind of all the stuff that went into it. And when we get into some of the songs, they don't age well when you know the history of what happened with the band. So it's like, oh yeah, that sounds good on paper till you know where everything went with this particular, relationship. Because a lot of the songs are kind of dedicated to his at the time wife, and shit went south, very south.
I wonder why.
Yeah. With so many drug related songs, you have to wonder.
Well, not just the drugs.
Yeah. All right. So, what are your overall thoughts on this one, Dash?
Oh man, kind of like we talked about with Bob Dylan's last week. This, I know a little bit of their songs, but this felt safe. Or I don't even know if I want to call it safe. This just felt like I said, Mark Ronson had a hand in it, because you can feel you can tell the vibes from like you said, working with Bruno, working with Amy. So I don't mind him working with Amy because I thought, him and Amy fit together. Him and Bruno fit together because of the music style. So for me, this just felt very lackluster. It didn't have a punch to me. It wasn't even till the end of the album that I really started feeling the song.
Really?
The songs, period. Yeah, I mean, there's good songs. Don't get me wrong. There's good songs, but I just didn't feel. I mean, like I was just like, oh, okay. Like this, to me, was just it's their album. It's okay. Like, had I not known what they were really capable of, I would have been like, yeah, this is a pretty good album. But I picture Ronson with Amy Winehouse and giving me some funk and giving me some really upbeat vibes. And a lot of times I didn't feel very upbeat with this album at times. So, but I mean, it's I won't say it's a horrible album. It by far not a horrible album, but it just felt safe. I don't want to try something risky or something.
So Dash is taking the Ed seat tonight, and I think I'm taking the Dash seat. We're reversed. So yes, it's like, okay.
Uh-oh.
There.
Yep, there we go.
Dash is in the Bash seat, and I'll be in the more forgiving seat. So Laurie, where do you fall on this one?
Having not really listened to their music, I didn't really have anything to compare it to. And so when I was listening to the album, here's some of the things that I noticed. I really liked the instrumentals. I thought some of the songs had more instrumentals than others. Some of them were pretty simplistic with just like guitar, bass, and drums, like nothing really. But some of them had synth, and some of them had like violin sections that were really exciting. But some of them were just boring. And I was the opposite of Dash. Like I put in my headphones and I started listening, and I was like, I was in the first song. And then as the album kept going, I was less and less. And by the end, I was out. And the one thing that I had noticed is that the instrumentals gave you like one feel, and the vocals were completely a different feel. And it's almost like they didn't mesh. I don't know. Thank you this way. And almost like it had like a David Bowie feel to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the things that he was going for. Now, I don't know for certain, but it's kind of the minimalistic singing.
Yeah, it reminded me of David Bowie.
One of the critiques that I did see on this thing was it was more homey than it was the band. It was, and I can't speak from experience, but that was a lot of the criticism that I saw for this.
Yeah,
was it felt like a one person show than it was Queens of the Stone Age. So I can't speak to that and back it up, but because I really don't think
that's one of the things that might have been harder for this album was in the past they had Nick Oliveri who would sing songs, and he brought just a wild man's edge to the band. Now, granted, he was an actual wild man and got kicked out because he was
a wild man.
his wife and using a bunch of drugs, and Josh gave him the ultimatum: clean your shit up or you're gone, and he booted him out. So it's one of those things where he brought, like, all of a sudden you'd get one of those kind of meandering songs, and you'd bring him in, and he's just screaming like a maniac with these, hard riffs going at it, and it kind of gave you a break. And then they also they worked with Mark Lanigan from the Screaming Trees, and he brought a different edge to the song. So if you would listen to a Queens of the Stone Age album, their best ones, you'd have 3 singers coming throughout it. This is just the second album where it's just Josh. He doesn't have anyone else coming in. I guess their first album, he was alone, but that one has good songs, but the production, it feels like an indie album. You can tell it was lowly produced, but I've seen the not reunion, but the anniversary tours where they play it in its entirety, and you can hear, okay, what's here in these songs is great, but the production just stifled the album, so it didn't breathe like it should have. But from that point, he brought other people in to break it up. So you got Mark Lanigan with his thick, gruff voice coming in and during the concerts. You get, Josh would sing a couple songs, and then Mark would kind of sneak onto the stage and do his thing and bring a whole different vibe and power. And this album, you have just Josh. So I think it's one of those things where you lose those collaborations that also change the vibe of the album. They also change the tone and give you kind of a shake-up moment, and then you can get back to where you're at. So if you had Nick, or you had Mark, if he were still around, to come in at those points, you could have brought more life to some of the more meandering moments.
I think the vocals were meandering.
Yeah, if you like,
I went all over the place.
Yeah.
Music was good. Vocals not so much.
I mean, that's one of the things that I did like too, kind of like you were talking about, Laurie, is when they would the songs would take these weird twists and turns. Like, okay, you're going one direction, then it goes, now you got a string section, then it goes back to a guitar section. And I love the twists and turns. But see, here I'm coming in as an unapologetic Queens of the Stone Age fan. So my biases are thick. I can say that. It's kind of like when you watch shitty TV shows from your youth, your nostalgia glasses taint them. And you're
gonna watch this Power Rangers.
Joe was good. It was, Power Rangers were good. It's like, no,
they're trash.
In the suit. It's terrible. But
I stand by my Simon and Simon TV show. Okay, I stand by that being a great TV show.
Yeah, someone out there still loves Turbo Teen, and you know what? They're nostalgic for it, and it's one of those things where when you come out and you're someone who's seen them, you know them well. It's harder because you dig for the good instead of digging for the bad. And normally I'm always guilty of being ready to find the stuff to trash. But
ask Sarah, because I'm the one that's still keeping Long John Silver's open. Okay,
there's still one by us even. So.
Sarah backs me up on that. Sarah, if you're out there watching or listening, you back me up on that one.
All right.
I'm sorry, Sarah.
Sarah's like, I'm out. I'm not going to be a part of this.
Like, I'll be in the car.
All right. Yeah. All right. So what was one of your favorite songs? We'll let Laurie go first. So what was one of your favorite songs on this?
Feet Don't Fail Me was my favorite on there. It started out strong. It really built with texture and different instruments. The vocals were good. The lyrics were good. Like, I think they put their best foot forward with that one, because it's the first one that plays on the album. And then after that, I was just like, I'm lost, but that one was really good. So I enjoyed, just the whole thing with Feet Don't Fail Me Now.
Yeah.
They had a cool graphic too. So I listened to it on YouTube, and that they have the album which plays through, but they have these like little graphics that kind of move. And it was this foot with the bone sticking out, like attached to a prosthetic. And I was like, if this isn't perfect for Adonai, I don't know what is, right? Because it's just kicking its way through the song. And I was like, that's cool. So I was really looking forward to the whole album, and then was immediately let down after that.
Yeah. And I love that one. I love that it's just a slow build. It kind of takes a minute to get there, and it's just like little more, and then boom, here you go. And that song was not actually written for this album. They did Josh did a collaboration with Iggy Pop. And this song he had initially written to go on the Iggy Pop album.
I wonder why I like it then.
So that's probably why it's
you probably like
different than the rest of them.
Stylistically and tonally so different is because it was meant to go on an Iggy Pop. And you can, when you know that, you can kind of hear Iggy Pop kind of belting it out, and it would have worked. So that's where it was going, and that's where you get that kind of that danceable metal that really works. Because that Iggy Pop collaboration album has a lot of that style, and Iggy Pop chose not to use it. They ended up with enough songs to fill the album before this one, so they took it to their album. And I think that's why it would have such a different vibe than some of the songs.
I had to go find my notes. Yes, that is all.
Yes. So let's see. So Dash, what's one of the ones that stood out to you?
you know me, I'm a ballad, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a ballad guy. And Villains of Circumstance was a really good song. And it's one of those, yeah, I really enjoyed that. Probably because I don't know the words. Again, the words connected with me, and I guess we'll talk about it in lyrics here in just a second. But yeah, I really enjoyed Villains of Circumstance, and then Head Like a Haunted House. I really enjoyed that one. And then The Evil Has Landed. Those are my three tops. Feet was fine. I didn't like that opening part a little bit. I
Did
didn't
it
like
take too long?
Yeah,
He's an impatient man. He wants his grooves now.
I want my
It's
muse
funny
note.
because when I was watching it on YouTube, it's really listening to it. Someone had actually put a comment. The song starts at 1:49. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like
really does.
if you're bored, you can fast forward, and that's where the song like starts.
Yeah,
and I used to do that when I was younger. I would make my mixtapes and cut out sections if they annoyed me. So I'd be like, I'm just going to erase that part. And I still do it with my audio editing stuff now. I've made edits to songs like, no, I'm not here for that bullshit. Get to the song, and I'll just chop it out. And then I would put it on my, at that point, back in the time when I would edit them to play somewhere, I'd put them into my iPod, and then in my iPod, I'd have the nice shrunken versions that either didn't have way too long of an outro or way too long of an intro. So I could see, but I actually like the intro. I think it does good at kind of building momentum when it finally gets to the beat drop. Now, you know, your mileage may vary, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm biased. I'm a huge Queens of the Stone Age fan, so I'm not the one. I'm not a trustable source. You know, it's like, all right, trust the other two. They know what they're talking about. They haven't been with them since 1999.
You know what I mean? Like some of the older, like Led Zeppelin, some of their songs were so long, and they had, you know, some of them just had big old intros, and it's like, that's kind of.
That's why you're not allowed to play Stairway in any of the guitar
right. No Stairway.
You'll get kicked out. Yeah, that's I made some edits to Led Zeppelin songs. Trust me. Yeah, those when I was a kid. Like, nope, we're not here for this meandering part. I'm done. Move along. But yeah, I liked the one you were talking about, the Head Like a Haunted House. When I heard it, here's what it came into my mind. It's frenetic Meatloaf punk rock. So
okay.
It's kind
definitely
of like
Meatloaf.
It jumps and moves like a Meatloaf song with a little punkier edge, and I kind of like the wall of sound that they have kind of building behind it with that stupid instrument where you move your hands. They have that in there. That's the spooky instrument. I'm
theremin.
Not remembering its name. Theremin. There you go. So they have that kind of going on behind it. So I like that. Just it reminded me of kind of a edgier Meatloaf song when I heard it.
It was
he had UFOs in the background on the video.
Yeah, that makes sense.
UFOs flying around.
So, yes. Stairway denied. Yes, you don't play that in Guitar Center. You get your ass kicked out of Guitar Center for that. It's like, we don't have 12 minutes to hear your mediocre playing. Get lost, sir.
Right. Buy something or don't.
Step off.
Good day, sir.
Good. I said, good day, sir.
Yeah, you get a 6-minute tryout, and this is a 12-minute song. Go away.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I had that one. One of my other favorites, and I had more, but I like, where was it? The Evil Has Landed. That's the one that I thought was my top track on the album. I like it. Kind of brought energy back after the energy had dropped, and that was something I needed. And I just like the kind of dueling guitar work, and that it does that 180 at the end and builds to that kind of big explosive ending. And I liked Villains of Circumstance as well. I thought it was a good slow burn closer. It had that kind of, I like that kind of ominous bass line surrounded with the atmospheric feedback. And he's, talking about longing for his love when they were apart. Now he's probably happy. Like, dude, get farther away. Restraining orders in session. So yeah, that's one of those ones where those were my favorites on there. And like I said,
that's a hopeless romantic song. It really, I mean, that is, I do know.
Yes, Dash knows. Yeah, that's why he's taking my seat today. I deferred my seat to Dash.
Listen, it was good. The ending was really good on that album, I thought.
Yeah, I thought the last two tracks kind of redeemed where it hit that slog moment for me. And I mean, it's I don't know. It's
I
hard for me to hate Queens
couldn't
of the Stone Age songs. That's just where I am.
I couldn't even get through Villains of Circumstance. Like I started, it was like fingernails on the chalk. I don't know what it was. And I was like,
who else?
is it fast forward it, trying to see if it would pick up. And I fast forwarded and see if it would pick up. And it was still slow. And eventually it got fast. And I was like, I'm already done. Like, I'm done.
You're
I just
out.
turned it off. Yeah. I was like,
Hey, you know who
so
else liked
bad.
that song, Laurie? You know who else liked that song?
Big James.
Big
Big
James.
James did not like that song. He would have turned them into hamburger.
Big James was not having that song.
Big James was having none of that shit.
Yeah, he probably,
Yes.
no,
Where's Laurie? We got to pull him out. I got to get the Mego for Laurie. She needs him.
yeah.
There he is.
So
Bring him
Laurie
back.
gives
it the Mego.
Meh.
So meh. So Mego for Laurie, and yeah, the Mego that sits on my desk as well.
I was like, what are we doing? Oh,
Yeah, the Mego is when we get a song like Nope, just doesn't work, and it earns the Mego award. So there were a couple in my notes. That was my only note was Mego award.
Meh.
So yes,
You don't have
some songs get the Mego award. Which let me see. I got to go back to my notes over here, my handwritten notes, not my 25 pages of notes. So
for me, the Mego was hold on, let me
domesticated
Fortress.
animals.
Domesticated animals. Yeah,
It's the Mego. That's the animal that it gets. It gets that animal.
Fortress.
Fortress was another one. Yeah, Fortress. When we get to our skippers, that one goes on. I mean, I love the sentiment of it. He wrote it for his kids because they were going through some shit. Probably him causing most of that shit. But, the sentiment is good. I actually did pull out some of the lyrics, but I guess, let's jump tracks to best lyrics, and then we can talk about songs to skip that earned the Mego award. So Laurie gave the Mego award to one that Dash and I liked, but that's okay.
Sorry.
If we're not here to just have nodding agreements.
No, I have my opinions.
That's okay. And you know me, I always have mine. So
yeah.
I'm not one to hide my feelings and make someone feel better. So it's fine. This is my band, and like I said, coming with them and knowing them since 1999, seeing their show since 1999, meeting them, talking to them when they were just a little band and working their own merch booth. It's a whole different feeling and vibe because you've grown with the band. And when you grow with the band from their very beginning, when they're a nobody playing in front of, a few hundred people, and you watch them grow, it's different. It's harder to come in and be just outright bad about a song, but I can definitely know that this isn't a top tier Queens of the Stone Age album.
And that's what I wanted to say. And I was just like, just because I'm being hard on this album doesn't mean that I'm not going to like their other stuff and won't listen
absolutely.
to it. I just think this album probably wasn't their best showing, and it's probably because of what he was going through with.
Yeah, he had the near-death experience. I think a lot of these love songs were probably just a last-ditch effort to kind of get things patched up between him and his wife. Yeah, it got ugly. It was ugly from the start. What is her name? I got to get back to that. I wrote it down here when I was going into my lyrics. Brody Daly. She was the singer of the Distillers. She was married to Rancid's Tim Armstrong, and Josh started dating her when they were married. He was getting death threats from Tim Armstrong, who it was a messy thing, and it turns out toxic all throughout, like all along.
Those never work.
Ever.
She jumped from one wild man to another, and she's wild in her own rights. And like I said, when we get to the lyrics, I kind of did some of the research to all the stuff, because there was a stretch of time that Josh Homme kind of got canceled, And then it turned out that he didn't do any of the things he was accused of. Now she's the one that got herself canceled. So yeah, it was.
Okay, I'll have questions for you when we get there, because I think it's
Yeah.
the same song that I was like, wait a minute, what is he saying? I was like,
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
ooh.
we'll see when we get there. So I guess, yeah, let's hit some of the lyrics. So Dash, any lyrics stand out to you on this one?
Again, yeah, villains of circumstance. I know, but man, it's emotional. I mean, if you're ever in an emotional state, this is probably not. If you want to be happy, don't listen to the song. But if you're, we all, again, I say this almost every time we talk about a ballad. You've probably had the love lost or somebody that you've longed for and it just wasn't working or something like that. And I just felt it. It was, I miss you now. What comes over me? We're hostages of geography. I mean, I've been deployed, so I think, being away from somebody, you're so far away and you miss them. So I think that is the biggest reason that resonated with me. And I just enjoyed the whole tone of the song with it as well. And then it goes in, this love's not lost, though it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's, you could tell there was some things not right in this love song. And then every once in a while I'm alone, though it feels like I'm all alone. All I wanted was the dream, just to dream of you. I just thought that was a really nice sentiment.
Yeah.
And the way that he put those words together. I really like that one. And then what was my other one that I really liked? Where did he go? Feet Don't Fail Me. Oh, I just kind of like this little.
Don't say mine.
All right. So
a
Laurie,
wall of sound.
Laurie, tell us yours, and then Dash can say his.
I was like, because I only put one down because again, I wasn't really impressed with the album, so I wasn't listening to too
All right,
much
so
of
Laurie,
the lyrics.
we
So
defer
there's
to
one-
you, then Dash.
right.
We go
So
back to Dash.
Feet Don't Fail Me Now. He has this one line, which is life is hard, and that's why no one survives. And I was like, that's it. That's the lyric.
I had that one too. That's
Yep.
I think that's one of the opening lines in there.
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds about right. Except in our worlds.
Except in our worlds where
everyone survives.
life is hard and you're still here and it sucks.
Yeah.
I like that one.
No one survived.
I was like, we were going to say that one. Was that it, Dash?
No, I have a wall of sound driven by primal rhythm and distorted funk. I love.
He has really good lyrics.
Yeah, that was just. I just love that. Like I almost want to take that up as like my my mantra now. It's like you're a wall of sound driven by primal rhythm and distorted funk. I just thought that was a great line. It was spot on to the song. And I agree with your line as well. But I mean that you could probably quote that entire song as far as lyrics go because it's really well written. Though it's not one of my favorite songs, it's a really well written song.
Yeah.
I really think that Villains and Circumstance would have been better if it was country.
You know what?
You're not wrong.
Cover it, and it might turn out to be a mega hit because it seems like it could go that. I mean, it's just kind of a ballady song, but I like Dash. I liked the lyrics. I kind of like the sentiment of it, and yeah, I think any kind of songs. I mean, that's the thing about music. It's going to hit you differently if you can connect to what he's saying, and if you've like Dash has been deployed, so he's had that longing for the people that are in his life, but he can't get to them. Where if you haven't experienced that, it doesn't listen.
I could not listen to the lyrics. I could not get over. I don't know what it was about that song, but I was just like, turn it off. I bet you there's subliminal messaging in there. I'm just saying. And it affected you guys one way and affected me a different way. Because I was like, no, turn it off. Turn it off. That stuff will happen.
Like, fast forward. Wait, it never got there.
Turn it off. All right.
Laurie's waiting for the beat to drop and it never dropped.
He dropped it like the very last 30 seconds. I think there was like a drum part there. And I was just like, yeah, this is all right. We're done.
Yeah. All right. So I'll give one of my lyrics and then it kind of give the story of what went on. So the song, The Way You Used to Be, and where he says, jump like an arsonist to a perfect match, burned alive. And that's when he's trying to say it's good, but this was about his then wife, Brody Daly. And it was a terrible divorce. So initially, there was a restraining order against Josh and their 3 kids, and she accused him of abuse. She accused him of being drunk, which maybe he was. We don't know. We weren't there.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. She accused him of all these things, and then it turns out that the children signed that this happened, but the children actually did not sign that any of those things occurred. These signatures were forged by her boyfriend at the time. So her boyfriend forged all these things, made them up, and it turns out she was, it's not to say he didn't abuse. We don't know. We weren't there. But she was absolutely found guilty of the abuse. Now there's a restraining order against her for being near Josh or the children, because it turns out that she was very abusive. She was forcing the kids to say statements to try to make him look bad. So it was very combustible. When he's talking about a perfect match burned alive, it really burned both of them. It ended up a horrible relationship, and a lot of the tone of the album seems to be kind of a us against the world vibe with him and his ex-wife. And knowing where things end, the songs do not age well at all. You just think, all right, the aging of this one is not good. Things turned ugly.
I thought that song was like you could tell that they were going through something. That's the way I took that song. Like it's either already happened or it's happening, and that's why he wrote that song.
Yeah.
Is there something going on with how the song starts? Because he was like, we met when you were 17, and we were meeting like in the back alley, kind of like, I was just like, what are we doing here? Like, who are we talking about?
I think with that, it's probably a different age of consent state, I'd have to guess. But they started dating when she was 20, I believe, but she was playing the punk clubs.
Yeah.
And that's when she was with Tim Armstrong. And
she was young when she was with the Distillers.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, is it her that he's talking about? That he met her when she was 17? It's different. That's different, I guess, in my mind. But still, it's like he could have, I don't know, when some guy starts singing about a 17-year-old in the opening, I'm like, we got a problem.
Yeah, he was 23, she was 17.
Problem.
And but she was at that point, the problem was not him. The problem was Tim Armstrong of Rancid, who she was dating. So
also a problem. You see what I'm saying?
But Tim Armstrong has allegations against him. So Tim Armstrong is no saint, and his allegations will keep us from ever covering a Rancid album on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, and I like Rancid's music, but everything that comes with Rancid music is not it's not worth me dealing with people's backlash, because I mean, he's a genuinely bad person. But I believe they started dating when she was in her 20s. I read in the book that I read when we were talking about My Chemical Romance, there was a whole chapter about the Distillers.
I thought
she was with Tim Armstrong at that point up until I think she was about 20. I don't know, but
I think she was 21. I thought it was 21, 22 when they.
Yeah, so they didn't date.
I remember all that with the Distillers.
He met her when she was 17. So
okay, so that's different.
When I first met her, not when I first dated her.
Right, that's be on their radar. And then wait until they're a little bit older. But
I think like Dad said, she was definitely at least 20.
She was already dating this other
Tim Armstrong. Like I said, I got no defense of Tim Armstrong.
He's up there with he's on our list with Morrissey and
throw him on the Mount Rushmore of asshole artists. He goes there with Morrissey. He goes there with Fred Durst. So slap Tim Armstrong up there. So yes, we have our Mount Rushmore, and then the guy from it Matchbox 20?
No,
Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind singer, but oh man, he's an asshole. But some of the quotes he says when he's talking shit about other artists is really funny. I mean,
funny.
They're hilarious. He's a dick, but you get a good laugh out of his ripping on other people. So if nothing else, there's that, I guess.
I was just laughing because when we were listening to 28 special, 32
38
special,
special.
38 special. I'm
Yeah.
gonna forget it because honestly, I probably trying to block it from my
You
memory.
blacked it out.
But my point is like that music, we had creepy lyrics in there too, and I was like, "What are we
Yeah.
listening to? Another 17-year-old? Like, where are we going? Like,
Yeah,
You
like
this
this,
is
this one,
2017. We're supposed to be past that bullshit."
it's not as skeevy as the 38 special ones.
70s
It's like
is
I
I
said,
know,
the
but when it
rancid,
started out, like she said, we met when you were 17. I was like, oh
yeah,
no,
but like I said, they didn't date till her, she was in
no.
her 20s. The Tim
No.
Armstrong, yeah, he was with her. I think they
He's
got
the-
married when she was 18, so it was bad.
Yeah, she was of age. Yeah, she was of age when she married him. So
Yeah, I think she was 18. Yeah, the Tim Armstrong, he goes on our Mount Rushmore along with the Oasis brothers, and we got more than our share of heads. We're over 4.
I was like, your Mount Rushmore is giant, and I gotta say,
it's
be gone,
big.
be
Yeah,
gone too.
But more artists are always welcome on our Mount Rushmore of assholes. If they deserve it, they go there, and we'll just have tiny chiseled heads instead of those mega giant ones. But we need their heads to shrink a little bit anyway because they have these giant heads.
Oh, their ego.
this is
Yeah,
the
They
problem.
deserve
Yeah.
tiny heads.
This is how they get
Morrissey's-
on the mountain.
I will
Yes.
still say Morrissey's in the Washington position though. He's the
Yeah,
first.
he's the top. He's the top dog
Oh.
asshole.
Oh, you don't know anything about.
Did I tell my
Have you-
Morrissey story about when I was at the
Oh.
concert before? So I was at a concert for a smaller band called We Are Scientists. And if I've told this story, forgive me, I'm telling it again.
I haven't
And
heard it.
it was a place that had 2 rooms. There's a small room and a big room. And Morrissey said nobody in their right mind would have paid money to see that terrible band playing in the other room. They all bought tickets so they can try to sneak into my show, so make them stand outside until I'm done. So I was in line to go see We Are Scientists, and we were forced to stand outside. Doors were supposed to be at 7:00. We weren't let in until 10:30.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah, Morrissey.
Basically the venue said, I said, what the hell? I mean, I don't give a shit about Morrissey. If I go over there, I'll flip the fucker off right now.
No.
Then go back into the room where the band I want to see is playing. He said, no. His Highness said, you guys have to stay outside. And since Morrissey is a big get for our venue, we're going to have to just suck it up. And I'm sorry, we'll let you in as soon as his set finishes. I said, when's his set going to finish? When he feels like it. So yeah,
I don't know.
10:30. And he didn't just need to finish. He said he needed to finish and everybody be out of the room so then we could go in. So 10:30, we roll into a show that should have been ending at about 10:30, and we finally get in. So yeah, it was
What
a
did the
mess.
band say?
It turned into one of the greatest sets that I've ever seen, because the whole time they were just talking shit about Morrissey.
Yeah.
And the whole time they were changing their lyrics to say how they hated Morrissey. It was beautiful. It was an hour-long set of them saying how much they hate him. And I have it recorded because they're one of the bands that I've done recordings for. So I was doing a recording that night. So I have it recorded. I will pull it out. I will put it on my YouTube because it needs to be heard. And it was in all the music news. So any of the big music outlets had it in their top news because he told the opening band,
it's ridiculous.
like, I'll give you $500. Just shut up. Nobody paid to see you anyway. And because the opener was told, with curfew, we can't allow you to play. So finally, the venue said, you know what? Screw it. You guys can play as late as you want. We're lifting curfew because curfew was supposed to be 11.
Yeah.
We were getting in the doors at 10:30, but yeah, it ended up being such a funny set to listen to the band We Are Scientists that are normally like very jokey on stage. They're just kind of a funny, lighthearted band, and they weren't. They were just spitting venom the whole night about how much they hated Morrissey. It was beautiful. I mean, not standing outside till 10:30, that was some bullshit. That was not fun because we didn't know when we were going to get let in, so we're just kind of milling around, waiting, sitting on the curb. And then finally we see the Morrissey crowd kind of filing out, all happy about their dickhead British gods singing songs. And they finally let us in. And yeah, it was a great set. I will find it. It's in a hard drive. It's not like I have to dig through my DAT cassettes, because I did record that on DAT, but I have digitized it. So I will
That's
upload
funny.
it to the to my YouTube. So if you're listening and you want to hear We Are Scientists just rip on Morrissey for an hour, I will get it up there, and I'll find, I think what I'll use for my images is all the news articles that talked about more what he did.
Awesome.
So yeah, I have it. It was amazing. It was one of those ones that I don't think the band ever actually asked me for it, because they probably don't want to listen back. They were
Yeah,
too
I'm sure they
angry.
were.
And a band known for their kind of funny antics doesn't want to listen back to the night they were just pissed off.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Completely unrelated to Queens of the Stone Age, Morrissey sucks. But, we've established that. Hello. I will watch my language. Oh, no, he's got headphones on.
I got headphones on.
All right, that's good. Because I don't want to offend your daughter. But yes, she's making her cameo. That's good.
So
let's see. I had a couple other lyrics. Let me pull them up. We went on a tangent as we do.
Sorry.
As
That's-
always,
No.
as always.
It's my fault. I've been such a raccoon this week with shiny things and going on
Oh
tangents.
no, that's my. I mean, I am the ultimate squirrel dog. I will
Okay.
go chase squirrels at any random moment, and
I've been really
my
bad this
squirrel
week.
dog moment of the episode. So yes, that's good.
Squirrel!
If you listen back to any episode, I will squirrel dog at least once or twice, and sometimes completely unrelated stuff. But those are our best moments. But all right, so let's see. When we go to the song, where is it at here? Fortress. Didn't love the song, but I did like the lyrics, especially knowing that they were written for his children who were going through a lot of the mess that came with all of this. The fact that they were being, forced to say
Manipulated,
things.
yeah.
And I mean, it was terrible for them. And I'm sure he was probably not Father of the Year, but Josh wasn't forcing them to make statements in court and things like that. And yeah, it was ugly. So when he said, every fortress falls, it's not the end. It ain't if you fall, but how you rise that says who you really are. So get up and go through. If ever your fortress caves, you're always safe in mine. So
Yeah, I like that.
I love
too.
the lyrics. I mean, that song is not in my top songs of the album, but the lyrics, especially knowing where they're coming from, they really resonate. I thought it's beautifully written lyrics.
That was one that reminded me of David Bowie in Labyrinth singing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the David Bowie song.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, why am I thinking of Labyrinth right now? Like, no.
Yeah. So
I
I
just
also
saw Jareth in his tight pants, like, no.
Yeah. So Josh in his tight pants. No, I think he'd be wearing jeans
He's a
most
wig. He needs
Yes.
the wig.
Yes.
The glass ball.
And then
Sorry.
my last lyrics, where he's unreborn again. There's got to be somewhere to bury the pain. Come drink from the water before it's been drained away. Every drop like an ocean, every moment undone. Implosions of beauty back where we begun. There's got to be somewhere to bury the pain. Everybody was drowning in the fountain of youth, screaming. And I just, I like that.
I missed that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I love those lyrics, and a lot of it, it's like like everything, I give the album listens to try to dig out the lyrics. But yeah, those are ones that I really liked. And then Villains of Circumstance, there's no bad magic bullet, no cure for pain. What's done is done till you do it again. And yeah, those were some of the ones that stood out for me.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Nem.
He's doing the Homer Simpson thing right now, slipping into the
We've gone into tight pants. Our tight pants segment is finished, and our anti-Morrissey segment is also finished. So if you're a Morrissey fan, I'm not even going to apologize. No, I
was waiting for you to say F off.
Fuck that guy.
You're a Morrissey fan?
The only thing missing right now is Blurry Alan Rickman.
Yeah, Blurry Alan Rickman. Yeah, I don't have the image easily accessible, but Blurry Alan Rickman hasn't reared his head. I don't think there's any blues jams for Blurry Alan Rickman on this one. All right, so we're gonna go to, I guess, kind of. All right, so what songs are we gonna skip on this album? So Laurie, you can go first.
Most of them.
Like,
But especially the last one, Villains of Circumstance. I'm sorry, you guys. Like I said, there must be some kind of subliminal messaging where I was triggered by this song because I could not listen to it. I was just,
You have no heart.
I guess, I don't know. I wasn't even listening to the lyrics. It was the instrumentals that was triggering me on this one. So I couldn't even get into it.
The instrumentation didn't grab me. And I like that
No.
kind of subtle bass and kind of the building guitars behind it. I mean, they never really build to anything, but I just like
No.
the atmospherics that it builds. But I mean, that doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean you're wrong. And like I said, I am fully admitting I have huge bias on this one. I mean, I'm
just saying I did skip
Queens of the Stone Age fan. Like I said, having met the band, having talked to them when they were nothing and watched them, it's hard to come in disparaging. So,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we can agree to disagree. It's fine.
Quite all right. I just think the best shows aren't when the people just all the way go.
Yeah,
through.
we're like,
you're right. Siskel and Ebert weren't built on patting each other on the back, so it's not.
Truth.
You don't need to pat my back.
That is
And
true.
like I said, I'm fully biased, and I will admit it, and that's why it's where I come from is going to be a different place. But like I said, it's a place that started in 1999, so I've had lots of years to really spend with the band, and I'm going to approach it from a different place. But I can see. So Dash, which one would you skip?
I'm skipping Domesticated Animals. Fortress. I'm skipping Hideaway. Those are my three major skips. The way you used to do, I mean, that's kind of those ones where you get up, you're watching wrestling and you know that it's not the main event just yet in wrestling, so you get up and go to the bathroom. The way you used to do is one of those kind of songs. You can hear it while you're washing dishes or something, but it's okay. But I'm skipping Domesticated Animals. And it makes me feel bad. Now I know what Fortress is written about and why it's written. It feels bad that I want to skip that one. But again, it's I'm probably skipping the first minute and 38 seconds. Feet don't fail me.
1 minute and 49 seconds. That's it. That's it.
All right. So he wants us to fight. Well, no, we don't fight because I mean, my opinion has been skewered on this show, and I've been. I mean, my feelings about the Eagles. Well, I don't. Dash and I already had our moments. My anti-Eagles rants, and that's why Ray is always here to see me angry. I'm like, no.
I knew the minute that I posted that the other day when I said, "What is the most overplayed song?" I knew you were coming in with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I even said it to Laurie. I said, "Ed's going to come in with the Eagle, one of the Eagle songs here at any minute."
All of them.
You just put in Eagles. Pick one.
Although they're not the band that I want to destroy their entire catalog. That would go to Jimmy Buffett because.
Oh man!
If I have to retire, like I'll let the Eagles catalog survive if I can bury Jimmy Buffett somewhere.
I would like to bury Fish. Thank you.
Oh yeah, all the gems. They all got to go.
Like, is there any point to this music I'm listening to? There's no beginning, middle, or end. It just keeps playing forever. Make it stop.
47-minute
jam. This one, I might be inviting some hate here, but I would get rid of the entire library of the Grateful Dead.
See another jam.
It's kind of like Fish, where I'm like, I don't get this. Like, I'm not on drugs.
And see, I went to a Fish concert. My friend told me because he was a huge Fish fan. And tangent again, Laurie, we can't have two squirrel dogs on the show. It's bad. It's a bad thing. But all right. And I started it this time because I was talking about burying Jimmy Buffett's catalog. So this was
I'm
my
terrible. I always add to it.
I'm chasing the squirrel this time. But no, I went to a Fish concert because my friend said, okay, their CDs aren't great. I'll admit that.
No,
they're not. Them live, you're going to be convinced of how great they are. I'm like, all right, I'll give them a chance. I'm a live music person. I love permanent music. I love, any kind of concert. He says, I have a permanent address in Margaritaville. Yeah, well.
So do I.
Return to sender. All right. So I went to the Fish show. First off, these fucking people outside putting their ones up. I'm like, what do they want? A free ticket? I'm like, dude, get a fucking job. I had to pay for my ticket. That's bullshit. So first off, I was angry before I walked in because all these people trying to get free stuff.
Hippies.
Yeah, hippies wanting
Damn
free
hippies.
stuff. And if you're a hippie, buy a fucking ticket. I don't care. I'm not sorry. All right. So I saw them with that. And then I go and I'm like, okay, they're going to play 2 sets. And I went to the taper section. I love that they have a section for people to record their music. That I like. And I like that some of the newer bands have done the same thing where they allow you to come in and tape. Pearl Jam does it. There's other bands that do. Even Smashing Pumpkins have opened up to taping. And that's because of Phish. So I'll give them that. They want their concerts recorded and archived so anyone can listen to any show, even if you weren't there.
That's
so I'm
cool.
standing in the taper section, bored, waiting for anything good to happen. And then, like, here goes. We're an hour into the set. Song 1 finally ends. What was song 1? I don't know. Did it have some lyrics? Maybe. He sang about something. And then they play maybe 2 more songs, and then that's the end, and you have the intermission. Like, yes, it's over. No, that's intermission. They're coming back for another set. They like to torture me. You want to play 3 hours? Just play it straight. The Cure does it. Robert Smith is old and fat, and he can get out there and play for 3 straight hours. Phish, you can do the same. But you need your hippies to go get more fucked up so they can appreciate the music.
That's it. I was like, if there wasn't drugs involved, nobody would listen to that
because
stuff.
Without the intermission, the Phish heads would sober up and realize, what the hell are we listening to?
Yes.
This is crap. But you do a 25-minute intermission, and now they go out, they drop more acid, they smoke more weed, they do the drugs, and they're like, oh yeah, man, I'm feeling this rhythm for the next hour-long song.
My munchies, let's go.
I'm with you. Jimmy Buffett's mine, Phish and Grateful Dead. I agree. Let's bury them all. Their catalog can die. All right, so there you go.
So there's Mount Rushmore, and then there's the graveyard.
Just the graveyard.
Yeah, we have the Mount Rushmore of assholes with tiny heads, and we have the graveyard where we will bury a catalog of bands, and
we need a producer.
We'll send their catalog to you with your permanent address in Margaritaville with those parrot heads.
No, first send the vinyl to me so I can destroy it, and then we will bury it in pieces.
Oh no, if we were forced to do a Phish album or a Jimmy Buffett album, I'm listening to that shit for free on Spotify. I will not be buying it. I won't let myself. Although my dad owns all the Jimmy Buffett stuff, I'll borrow it from him. But no, we won't. I mean, I have right of refusal, and that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. No,
as we have creative control over this show.
And when it comes down to it, I've sadly heard all the songs. My dad loved it so much, he would play that shit till the wee hours of the night. So I know the B-sides even. I'm deeply immersed in the Jimmy Buffett catalog, and I am so you don't have to be. So I have taken that bullet so you don't get shot. Unless you live in Margaritaville, and then props to you. Enjoy your Jimmy Buffett. Go to his overpriced restaurant and buy his crappy food. You do you.
You can never kill my shaker of salt.
All right. So yes, you can never kill my shaker of salt and me and Pat the Pale Rider. So yes. I will just shit on your shaker of salt. Now it's shit flavored salt. Enjoy it.
I like this. I don't know who he is, but I like him.
I like him.
What is going on right now?
All right.
I don't know what's going on in this show. Hey.
He's watching Unfilled. All right. Well. All right. So yes, we're happy you're here, and thank you for commenting. And I don't want to be that mean about Jimmy Buffett. I will stop. I will pause my anger and animosity because a lot of it comes.
It's still too soon.
A lot of it comes to when I was growing up. My dad and stepmom would blast 2 things till the wee hours of the night. One would be Jimmy Buffett. One would be Neil Diamond. And when you're trying to go to sleep because you got a 7 o'clock class and you're going to be doing 6 hours straight of college classes and all you want is some damn sleep, and they're fucking playing that Margaritaville bullshit, and your stepmom is croning through Sweet Caroline. You just learn hate.
I can't stand Neil Diamond either. And my husband follows me around and goes, Shiloh, I know your name. And I'm like, I'm going to kill you if you don't stop singing that song. Like,
Oh yes.
then he
I,
giggles and he runs away. I'm like, come
I,
back here.
I'm with you, but I can walk faster than my wife, so she can try, but she won't catch
Yeah.
me. So
You
at
have
least
giant legs. Like,
I
still.
use the giant legs and use that to my advantage. Although I don't think she's a huge fan of either. But yeah, we have gone way off the rails. But we had talked about our skipping song, so we made it. We made it through the
all of
segment.
those.
So yes, let's
We
talk
get
about
married to
now.
people.
Are we going to keep this one or return it to the used bin? So I think I know where you two are falling, and you probably know where I'm going to fall. But let's hear it anyway. So Laurie, what are you doing with this one?
Send it back.
Send it back.
Shoo.
Put it in the used
Shoo,
bin.
shoo.
Bye.
And then a completist like me will buy it up.
Yes.
All right. So Dash, where are you going on this one?
I'm keeping those songs that I love. I'm gonna keep those songs on my Spotify,
Yeah.
just so I can
Got it.
revisit them. But yeah, I would return it to. I would return it
It
to
was
the
the
used bin.
whole disc. You would return it. But now that
If
we're
it
in
was-
the modern age where you can download your 3 songs
can-
and be happy.
Like 3 songs,
Yeah.
and there you go. You don't have to own the
Yeah.
whole album. Yeah, I mean, I gotta keep it. I'm a Queens of the Stone Age fan. I have every one of their albums, and there are 2 in the catalog that I would say are like bottom tier. And these 2, this one and then Era Vulgaris, are my 2 kind of bottom tier Queens of the Stone Age albums.
Yeah.
Those ones don't really hit for me, but I keep it because I'm a completist. I have all the albums. I'll keep all the albums, and I'll keep it. I'll drop the needle. But this one definitely has move the needle songs where even with vinyl, I'm taking the effort to skip over it and get to the next one.
I will definitely go revisit some of their late or earlier albums. Though.
Yeah,
just because I can see their the writing is good.
Yeah,
And
Songs for the Deaf
it's,
is my recommendation. Go
yeah,
for that one.
yeah.
I'm appealing to Ed's teacher nature.
Yes, Laurie.
Okay. I was gonna say, so first I listened to the album and I did research just to make sure that I didn't spoil anything for myself listening to it or sway my opinion on anything. But when you go and Google Queens of the Stone Age, and it gives you like a bunch of songs from all of their albums, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So 32 songs it spits out. And how many songs come off of this album in that selection of 32 songs?
One, I'm assuming.
Two.
Okay.
Two.
Probably
Feet Don't Fail Me.
Eat Don't Fail
Feet
Me
Don't
and
and Villains of a Circumstance.
no.
No, what's the
No?
other one?
It was what's the other one? Do.
Need to have
It's
a
the
word
other
with
one
you.
where she's 17.
Oh,
What's that one?
okay.
The way you used to do it.
The Way You Used
The way
to
you
Do It,
used
yeah.
to do it. So those
That
are the
makes
only 2 songs that Google thought were worthwhile on this album.
Well, who listens to Google anyways?
But I mean, they got a
The-
ton from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from one album. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Clockwork, 1, 2, no, only 2 from that one. But Songs for
Yeah.
the Deaf, they have a ton from that one.
That's their main
That's
one.
probably the
That's
whole
their main
album.
one. Well, there's
Yeah.
3 from Like Clockwork.
That's a no skip album right there. That
Or
one
Like
is-
Clockwork.
Yeah, and
So,
I think
Songs for the Deaf.
when it comes down to this, like I said, I think it's definitely more bottom tier, and you can tell it's more bottom tier because even when they perform live, they only pull out 1 or 2 songs from this ever. And yeah, rest in
Yeah,
peace, Lanigan.
yeah.
Absolutely, he was a legend. And listening when he would come out on the shows, I mean, they'd kind of be they were one of the best bands to kind of play with silence and darkness. So they can kind of they'll hit that kind of stop moment, stop the song dead, all the lights are off, and then the beat kicks back in, and it just, you get the lights flailing wildly. So it's one of those things where when Lanigan would come on, he would kind of be like almost like freaking Bigfoot. You don't know if Lanigan's gonna make it to this show. You're hoping, you've heard Lanigan pops out at certain shows, because there was this one tour, the Songs for the Deaf tour, he was on every show. So you knew he was going to come out, but they still, when's he going to make it? The lights go dead, and then you see the Sasquatch Lanigan walking to the stage, and then boom, he his busts into one of the songs, and oh my gosh, chill moments. I miss it. I miss the Lights of Lanigan.
I just
R.I.P.
wonder how
Lanigan for
different
sure.
this album would have been without Mark Ronson. I seriously want to know how different this album would have been without Ronson. So
Yeah,
not that he's a bad producer, and again, I'm not saying this is a bad. The only reason I'm returning is because it just wasn't my album, but it's not a bad album. I just wonder what it really would have been like had it not had Mark Ronson producing. I really do.
yeah, and that's always a question because a producer can make a huge difference. Where if you get someone like Butch Vig producing it, it would have a different sound. It would have a polish because Butch Vig was about the polish, but he could bring a rawness as well. So you just don't know. And then if you brought in like a Steve Albini, who was just vibes and sound, the sound would have been exceptionally different. So yeah, any producer is going to bring it a different way. So it's a curiosity of where it would have gone. But like I said, I sit here in a bias. I mean, I'm wearing my Queens of the Stone Age shirt. So this I am absolutely biased toward the band. So I'm keeping it. I want my catalog, but agreeing with you, it is not top tier Queens of the Stone Age, and don't judge their catalog based on
off of
what you're getting from this one, because especially Songs for the Deaf, that album is just a masterpiece. That's a no skip album, and it's got a lot more rawness, a lot more edge, because you get multiple singers. So you get Josh, then you get Mark Lanigan, who's on 3 songs. You get Nick Oliveri, who's on 2 songs. So it brings variety as you're going through it. And if you think, okay, we're in a little bit of a lull, here comes a different singer who's going to just scream his head off for 2 minutes. So it's a different vibe and a different feel that you get when you play that album. So definitely that is top tier. And like I said, I'm hoping to launch that soon, where I do reviews of things and rank them from top to bottom. And this one would be bottom 2. So that's where it's saying, and top 2, those rank in my best albums of all time. So, and you may vary on it, and you may say bury their catalog and keep Jimmy Buffett's, and you'll be wrong. But that's okay.
We're not going to say that on this show. Which album was the one that Dave Grohl was drumming on?
That's Songs for the Deaf.
Songs for the Deaf.
Well, that makes sense then. Okay.
And see, that's the one thing that on this album I would heavily criticize, is that John Theodore is a fucking beast of a drummer. He is a monster on the drums, and they never let him
just go
do what he can do. I mean, you go back, go listen to Deloused in the Comatorium by Mars Volta. Listen to the first 2 songs, because it's very proggy. The songs go on a bit long. I love it, but that's my own bias and opinion. But listen to the first 2 songs just for the drumming, and you'll hear what we should have been getting on this album. John Theodore should have been allowed to go at full force, and it feels like they have more of someone holding beat in this album. And you have a drummer on the level of John Theodore, you don't keep him holding beat. When they brought Dave Grohl in for Songs for the Deaf, they didn't keep him holding beats. They let him go at full force, and they never we never get to see John Theodore at his full strength. Where people don't know Mars Volta, they're gonna think, oh, he's an okay drummer. He just, he kind of keeps the beat. He keeps the rhythm going. And I'm hoping that on a future album, they really let him go 100%. Because when you see their live shows, he gets those moments where he just plays those Dave Grohl songs. Now he has to recreate what Dave Grohl did, and that man can hold his own with Dave Grohl's beats. Why not let him do the same on one of your albums? He deserves his moment to really just unleash, where you see him live, you're like, okay, damn, that guy is a beast. He's playing those Dave Grohl songs and not losing anything. But on the album, it's like basic. You got it, too good of a drummer to be basic. So that would be my highest criticism of this album. You hold back your great musicians, because you also have now see, I'm losing names, but they brought in other musicians that really have power, and they're just keeping them. It feels like you're holding them back at 60%. and unleash them, because the moments when you do unleash the musicians on this album, you feel like, ooh, this could be phenomenal. But instead we kind of, no, slow down, hold it, just keep that beat, don't unleash. And I feel like the closest they get to unleashing was the haunted house. What is that one? Let me go my notes here. Oh, head like a haunted house is like the closest we get to them being able to fully unleash on the album, and it's the shortest song on the album. So
yeah,
like, give them their moment, and now write an album where they can really just go full force. I want to see them at 100%, which this album, we never really get that 100%. Even when they're unleashing, he's like, you're letting them at 75, but come on. This is great musicians. Let them do their thing. All right. So, real quick, we're going to talk about next week, and then it's time to talk about Campaigns of the Undead. All right. So, next week, we are venturing into unknown territory for me, and that is Steve Earle Guitar Town. I don't think I know one song from the album. I definitely don't know the album, so it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see.
I know 2 songs. I know 2 songs from the album.
So will I be taking the Dash seat back and Dash taking my seat back?
I'm probably going to say, yeah, you're taking the Dash seat, or you're taking the Bash seat.
Bash seat back.
The Bash seat, yeah. So I got demoted because I'm the I like it seat, and Dash is the more Bash. But even when Dash is mean, he's not too mean. Only once, and that was the
Taylor Swift.
Twice.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift. And see, I was not. We should have switched seats for Taylor Swift because I was the nicer one for that one. That's why Dash's co-host on his book review show was agreeing with me. And oh man, it was crazy.
She let me up.
She violated Dash. It was beautiful. All right. So now let's talk about campaigns. Let me pull it up for us so we can talk about first Path of the Pale Rider.
Ooh.
And you're funded and getting stretch goals. So
we hit a couple. We need to, I don't know. We haven't hit the slice and dice yet. We haven't hit a couple of them that we normally do, but we're in like the last 8 days. So it should start picking up. We were in that, you know how that goes when you're in that dead period in the middle.
The dead zone. All right. So let's hear about Path of the Pale Rider. Tell us what it's all about.
Oh, yes. Ed and I share half a brain. And in this world, death is broken. And your body can die, but your soul does not leave. So you're trapped in it. You're trapped in it as you decay. And it's a bad time. And so people, animals, insects, and fish are all affected by this problem. And we've been following this cowboy named Jude St. Clair, who's been wandering the wasteland, sifting through conspiracy theories, trying to figure out what the heck happened. And he's very close to his goal, but he has agreed to break into this undead retirement community in exchange for safe passage to this golden city he's been trying to get to. And it's a cockamamie plan that they came up with. It's all gonna go bad. So here he is. This is what preview of issue number 7. He appears to be undead. He took a beta blocker, which is going to slow down his heartbeat to 1 a minute, so he can appear undead to get in there, because his job is to find out what it is and then blow this whole conspiracy theory open. Yes. So it's going to be wild. We'll just say that. So
I'm excited. I went through
we got some real cool. This one,
that cover is amazing. I love your main cover as well. You have some great cover artists going on this one.
Thank you. Yeah. We only did a couple covers last time, but we had a really beautiful Sad Pancake cover. And I knew that was, people were just going to pick that one. So it was like, why bother doing much else? So I have William Russell on that one. This one is Wade Codling. This one is great because he kind of got to play around with the whole idea of propaganda behind the undead retirement community, which has been going on since issue 1. We got a Sad Pancake cover because you have to. So we got Lola and Sad Pancake. Why he's friends with her, I don't know. She's the one that shot him.
Yeah.
That was the other one I almost. That was the other one I almost bought. I went with the
Yeah.
first, but that's the other one I love. That Lola and Sad Pancake.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
some good ones.
That's Terry Parr. He
This
has a
is-
lot. He has a lot that's live right now. And this last one I call capitulate. So if you know what that means, it's a nickel word. It's a little hint about what's coming. So Catherine Burkhart, so gorgeous. We got t-shirts. We got enough t-shirts. You can wear one every single day of the week. Plenty of Big James satire. We have some really cool shirts.
Yes.
I wear mine all the time. I wear mine
all. That one's a hit. When I had that one on at Texas Haunters this past weekend, and people were just cracking up. So
cool.
Big Boy James.
Big Boy James.
That voodoo dolls, like voodoo's, and ASL with swear words on it. Yeah. We just have a good sense of humor. Big Jude.
My wife can't wear that one. She's an ASL interpreter. So.
Oh yeah, she's like, don't wear that to church.
You'll have to pass that one.
My mom was like, "Can I get this one?" I was like, "No, you work at church. You can't have that one." Like,
you got custom pops?
Yeah, I do. I have custom pops. We release. We have 2 pops every campaign. One person can get the Singularity, which is the new one, and then the previous one from the last campaign that we premiered. There's 5 of those on the campaign, but I don't make 5 dash. I make however many people order. And so if 3 people get them, you get one of 3. If 2 people order them, you get one of 2. So they're as exclusive.
I'm gonna have to go amend my
so you can get the one that's on this campaign for the 5 is the Jimmy figure covered in blister beetles. Yeah, that's a bad day for him.
Yes, I want a big
wooden covers
now so bad.
Yeah, they're really cool. We have a re-release of issue 1 with the William Russell cover. We did not have a Big James cover for issue 1. You believe that?
Yeah, that's the moment you're reading the book, and that's the one that
his moment.
So, yeah, you gotta have that. But I guess you don't want to spoil what's coming. Now, by this point, you know. If
this point, you know.
When you've made it this far in the book, it's not a surprise anymore.
It's not.
So
right.
Now you can put him straight on the cover, but when you're reading it, the people who are buying issue 1 straight away, they don't want to have it spoiled. So
correct. Yeah, it's that moment at the end though where they're like, "F you, Laurie, give me the next one." Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Choose Your Own Path. This is a 60-page manga-sized choose your own adventure style book. Our trade paperback, 148-page standard size trade with some bonus material. I added on some new add-ons because like these little sad pancakes, they sold out in 10 minutes.
They were gone when we were on our live.
I was like,
look at them, they were sold out.
They were gone. But I mean, like I was showing people, and I made sure people knew where they were because I knew these were gonna go quick, and they did. So, like, I added squishies, which are super cool. Like, it's a squishy.
My favorite add-on is coming here in a minute.
Your favorite what?
Sad pancake.
My favorite add-on
disappeared.
Yeah.
This one disappeared.
Yep. Someone claimed that. I'm rebinding this book. The Scentifier your cover is there. You can add this onto any cover for $2.
Oh, wow.
And Scentifier, you can have a scratch and sniff cover.
Super cool.
Swag bags. I have 2 sizes of swag bags. So again, if you can't decide what you want, let me choose it for you. Usually it's whatever is the newest merch that I have that I just have too much of. You benefit from that and you get it. Yeah. So there's a $10 and a $25.
Very cool. Hot sauce.
It's my thing.
I gotta go and add that in because I love hot sauce. I'm always eating different kinds. So
the best seller, Ed, is the barbecue.
Okay.
There it is. There's
the poker cards. Yeah, I was like, Dash, do you want me to shoot your poker card with a 9 mil and then sign it? I'll do it.
Yes,
I don't think I can shoot the metal card. I don't think they'll let me do that.
That could get ugly.
That could cause problems.
Getting the metal cards double signed might be tricky, but
that too. But also putting a bullet hole in that one probably won't work. But this one I can shoot for you.
Sending a batch to Laurie, and getting them double signed. It's not impossible because we're
No,
not
that's
that far
true.
away. So if someone really wants it double signed, we can figure something out and help
Yep.
you out.
We
Once
are
we know,
5.
we need to actually send them to even overall.
That's true. We are 5 backers away from the next poker card.
Nice.
5. So we're really close. So this has
There
been
you go.
unlocked. Here's the like this is the fun stuff that I'm hoping that we can still unlock in these last week, right?
Mhm.
So scratch and sniff sticker. This is again said pancake. It'll smell like maple syrup. I'll send one to everybody with physical.
Yeah.
The slice and dice is always a blast. I do this on my podcast where I dress up as Pikachu. You get to name the fruit or vegetable. It'll probably be a fall one, so we'll probably do a pumpkin. And then you pick the weapon. You guys vote on the weapon, and then I collaborate with you on murder, and we murder this pumpkin in my backyard. I just got a new chainsaw. I'm really hoping we unlock this so I can get the chainsaw out. That's my hope. But again, I'll use any weapon you guys vote on. So the
Yes.
sledgehammer is won twice. We've done a double-handed axe. I've done 2 different kinds of swords. What else? And then the bat saw was last time, which is Von Fox. His character uses a baseball bat with a freaking circular saw attached to it.
I saw that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
This one I really want to do as well, which is it's a pack of gummies. This one is edible. The squishies are not, just so you know. And I did label the squishies do not eat so people
Yeah.
know the difference.
I was gonna say, yeah, make sure you do.
Right. We want to make sure we know the difference. But this is like, it's a fun size pack of gummies. There's eyeballs, brains, teeth, and some gummy bears for Big James. And this is a really cool business that's here in Texas. So we're collaborating.
So cool. I love it.
I got magnets. Who doesn't want Big James with some meat by their ice cooler? I've got new art of Lola. I know. I want that too. I got new art of Lola. I'd love to send you that I paid for. And then this one, Zombies.
Ooh,
If
I
you
didn't
like
see that.
coffee, I'm a huge coffee fan. I roast my own coffee beans. My friend, I will send each and every one of you a pack of roasted coffee beans by yours truly. You can grind them and have a cup of coffee with me on Tuesday when my show is playing on the Tuesday morning brew. You can come share a cup with me. But we gotta get to 9,000. We've never broken 9,000 before, so we'll see. This might be. We'll put it up.
I'm
again.
gonna say you are. I'm gonna say you are this time.
I'm gonna say we probably won't. However, I will bring this back because I really want to do this, and maybe I put it instead of the magnets. You know what I mean?
Swap it out.
Yeah, I might swap it out already just to because magnets are cool, but it's not as cool as coffee.
I'm still getting my lapel pin though.
Yes,
All right.
I love that one.
Throwing the link into the chat. It was in there earlier. I think Pops
Come
put it
get
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
He likes to ignore me. He forgets I have a campaign. But that's all right, Pops. I
Look,
remember.
put yours in there now. And then
I
the
will.
best part, of course, is if you back Path and you back Immortal Era, because if you like Path, you will like Immortal Era and vice versa.
Yes.
You get more free stuff, metal cards, 2-sided metal cards. If you're into pets and pets don't really do well in my world, but they're great as cats in Sarah White's campaign. She turns them into fruit and vegetables, and most of the time they're happy, except for poor Gary the half-rotten avocado. He's kind of having a bad day.
Get all kinds of good stuff.
I backed both. What do I get? I get a metal trading card.
Yep, you get the
Yeah,
metal trading card.
2-sided.
Yes,
I'm excited for
when we
that.
pull up my campaign in a minute, you'll see we have both sides so you can see them.
Yeah.
All right, so
This
back
just extra
this one?
stuff. If you want to go mosey around, there's cool stuff to click on. There's riddles. There's the bat saw. This is my team. Thank you very much to my team. Gilbert Perez on pencils and inks, Matt Chambers on colors, and of course my editor, Rachel Bullock, who keeps us polished and clean. Thank you to all of them. We would not be here without you. That's how we spend our money. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
No AI packaging. If you're from Canada, please contact me directly because I will ship to Canada. I just want to weigh your stuff so we can have an accurate shipping.
Yeah, because oh my gosh, the international stuff is so tricky. All right, so let me pull mine up now.
Thank you, Ed, for doing that.
That was awesome.
Scrolling through. I learned to talk fast. I talk super fast.
All right, so now we'll talk about the sister campaign, I suppose it would be, because if you've read our books, when I read issue 1 beforehand, and I now am fully caught up in Path of the Pale Rider. I'm like, damn, we have a lot of connections. We approach it in an entirely different way. It's not like you're going to be like, okay, they're the same. No, we definitely take 2 different lanes to the same place. So yeah, it's wild. And Laurie's brainstorming. Yes, you like to think. See, my feelings were hurt, but that's all right. You're a secret Jimmy Buffett fan, and you're like, here, fuck you. How dare you say that about my man? I eat at Margaritaville once a week. You're wrong, sir. And he also loves Morrissey secretly. I think if anyone dislikes Morrissey, it's got to be Pops. So
Pops,
Pops
is
a Morrissey guy, I would be very shocked. That would be the most shocking thing if I'm like, here, Morrissey,
guy
bumping in Pops's car or something.
No.
The thought of that, I want to see him singing along to like Every Day is Like Sunday. That would be the best thing that I'll ever see in my life. Oh,
I can just see Pops wearing a Morrissey shirt.
Yeah, right.
Pops, pull out the Morrissey shirt.
He's got the bumper sticker on the back of his car.
Are you trying to have him go on the show? I think he's trying to get you to show up here, Pops. Is what he's saying.
All right, so let's
say it
talk
enough to
Immortal
show up,
Era.
and he'll start a fight.
It is now higher than it was last. I've surpassed what I got in my whole last campaign, so I'm happy about
Yay!
that. Yay! Last one was my worst campaign yet of as far as numbers go. I mean, I funded, so any campaign you fund is great. But as far as actual numbers, it was my lowest. So we're past that. So already going beyond where we were last time. And that was thanks to one thing.
Stop it, Nem. You guys are going to start a fight.
No.
That's not it, man. The next one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know.
Nem, getting feisty over there.
Oh, man. That's amazing. I've started some ugliness, but I love it. Yes. All right. So this is the Immortal Era. It's the same basic premise. In this world, death is broken. But we're not taking place only a few years after this. We have done a huge time jump 200 years into the future. So we see what the world become 200 years after immortality. So in this world, everyone still ages, they still get sick. They wouldn't turn into a zombie per se. They're just going to continue living on. So let's say you shoot them in the head. That's not going to kill them. They're going to survive it. They're going to keep going. They're not going to be very smart, but they're going to survive whatever you give them, and they're not going to continue to attack you. So it's 200 years in the future, and humanity
what do you call that though? You call it taking their cognitive function. Yeah. I was like, that's cool. Yeah.
It's like they say destroy their cognitive function.
Yeah.
You know,
I was like, that's their new death, kind of. It's like you're still around, but you're mush.
You're not going to enjoy it. So as you can see,
look at this guy.
This is one of our main characters, Dr. Man, who Laurie thought was going to be a great character she'd love.
I was like, oh, he's part of the good guys. No, he's a dick.
Yeah.
Dick, but he will get his redemption in the end, because that's
I feel like when anything bad happens, they're like, well, this thing happened. They all look at Dr. Man. He's like, well, let me tell you a story. And I'm like, come on.
So in the story that in issue 1, Miguel finds a book, and in this book, it gives the secret to immortality. We find out why people became immortal, and it sets a quest up to bring death back into the world. So they've succeeded in retrieving the first piece that they need to find, and now they're trying to find the second one, but they have found themselves trapped in precarious situations. So while they're trying to get it, every main character, Ari, Kimberly, Miguel, and Rob Rockford, who's right here tied up by one of the witches, they're all in some pretty awful situations because they wanted to find the next piece of death. And but in this issue, we start off with Dr. Man trying to re-earn the respect of the village because they too think he's quite a giant
He's a
asshole.
dick.
And these two girls are kind of talking trash, and Dr. Man shows, dude, I may be a floating head, but I can still kick your damn ass.
Still slap a bitch.
And then we
Oh
see Ari and Miguel left off. They were trapped with a character that was introduced in issue 8. The main characters that are now kind of serving as the villains of our story were all introduced in issue 8. One of them was named after the science teacher at my school. And he loved it. I said, "Do you mind?" He's like, "No." I said, "You're going to be a villain. People are going to hate you." He's like, "Do it." So yes, that is.
That sounds like most science teachers that I know.
Yeah, they're like, that's fine.
Henry Chi. Who, I don't think I even have his image on this because that would be spoiling. But yeah, I guess spoiler alert. There you go. Henry Chi makes his triumphant return in this one, and this is Ari and Miguel trying to get out of this situation with a woman who thinks she's a badass but realizes she's messing with the wrong people.
All I say,
she gets her eye stapled because don't fuck with Ari. She doesn't like that.
All I say is if Ari and Miguel die, I riot. If Ari and Miguel die, I riot. That's all I say.
Okay. Noted. All right, so now we're going to jump to rewards.
I've been asking this too. I was like, all right, when you start killing off characters, that.
Yeah. I got so nervous.
It's up there, Nim.
I got
all right, so I say to this, all of your questions right now, no comment, and that's not saying that anything good, bad, or otherwise is going to happen, but we got to leave some spoilers because this, if you're new to Immortal Era, it is going to be a 24 issue series. I'm putting it in the comments right now. So there you go.
There you go.
So it is in the comments, and this is going to be a 24 issue series. I have everything fully mapped out. It's not to say that all 24 issues are written, but I've written the outline for the entirety of the series. I not only know the fate of every character, but I know the final line that every character is going to speak. So every character's final line
he kills them
has
all.
already been written. And as I said, because we were talking about things we could do for merch, and we could make a bitch please keychain. And I said,
bitch please.
The boots, Ari's a hottie, so yeah, sorry.
Ari is a hottie.
We ran out of it. The girl with the booty shorts. I feel like Ed's artist loves butts.
He really does. I mean,
because as I read his series, they're fully clothed, but that butt is outlined.
Yeah, he's definitely.
It's a shapely butt.
It's like Quentin Tarantino. We know he's got a thing for feet.
Yeah,
and you can't hide Quentin's fetish for feet. So my artist Caesar definitely likes ample booty. So we can just
ample booty.
We will
I'm always
give
like,
it
look at this butt.
Yeah, Caesar enjoys it. So good for him. So yes, this issue 11 is what's live right now. I did 3 covers. All 3 are by Cesar Oliveira, but I do one regular cover. That's the green one right here. And then we do what's called the short print, which is a baseball card term. But if you know, it just means less were printed. And I only do 25 of them. And then this bottom cover is going to be the holofoil, and it's going to pop in foil. It doesn't do any justice, but trying to take a picture of a holofoil, good luck. It's just all glimmer and reflection. So we have all 12 issues or all 11 issues available, including trades. I don't have floppies of 1 through 11 because 3 and 5 are sold out. So the trade can get you 1 through 6.
Okay, maybe I need to go change up my pledge because I want physical, but if I can't get 5,
I have one copy of issue 5.
I know you said that, but it's
not listed. When I launch the next campaign, I'll put the issue 5 up and tell you grab it. Because I was like, because your grab.
Thank you, because I was like, if there's only one, I want to make sure that I get it. So I'm not going to tell you to put it up there.
It's not even on this campaign.
Just going to slide you extra money and give you the good old wink and nod. Like,
no, It is deliberately off the campaign. So when I launch issue 12 and you want to grab a couple more of the floppies, 5 will be on there, but it'll be 1. So it'll be all right. Get in there right away, snatch it up, because I literally have one, but it's not even in my con box anymore. It's sitting on the shelf waiting for when you purchase it so you can
Just
get
go
that
ahead and
final one.
put my name on that one. Thank
Your name
you.
is there? All right. So
nice.
uh
I love Nem. I don't know who Nem is, but I love him. I love his
Nem is David Howard, and he's also on the network, and he's fabulous. He's a writer, creator, and now he is doing his own comic. What is it? Space Monkeys.
Space Monkey. I love it. Yeah. So thank you for joining us today. We're enjoying it. And yes, $30 holofoil booty cover. I don't know. You might be able to sneak it by her because you just think, oh, comics are for kids. It's like Spider-Man. No, it's booties. That's Caesar.
Hey, and if you back Immortal Era and you back Path, you get that metal card.
Yeah, so we'll go down to that. I'll move on because if you watch the show, I'll be talking about this next week. And next week, Sarah's going to be joining us as we talk about this new album. And we'll talk about the third stretch goal. So you can get Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales Volume 1. It is available as an add-on or an issue 11 and Cthulhu block because I got all of those books in. We have a pin set with our main characters and some of our villains, and the pins came out really great. Dash got them on the last campaign. He can attest.
Ooh.
We have lots of graded ones and not as many as you see here because someone scooped in and bought all of my 9/9s. So I had two 9/9 graded books. I had the Corruptor #2 and the Immortal Era Garbage Pail Kid cover, and both are sold. So those got snatched up. The 9/9s are gone. Both pages of original art are sold now.
Nice.
And the t-shirts, they're selling well. People are excited to have t-shirts back. We have 3 designs on the t-shirts, thanks to Laurie, and even a hoodie. And yeah, people are buying them. I'm excited to bring those back. The purple design is my most popular. This one sells the fastest. So it was the foil cover of issue 6, but as a shirt design, we keep it going, and it's, people are already picking it up. And then we have the R.E. Chibi sticker. Those sell really well. The water bottles, they don't because they suck to ship. That's the unfortunate thing about them is they add a lot to shipping, and there's nothing I can do about it because you have to get a big box at that point. But those are available. If you want to drink from the chalice of immortality, here's your chance.
Oh, I need a chalice of immortality. It'll just be Dwayne's beer.
All right. And then we have the Garbage Pail Kids metal card, and the rest is the creators, but we're going to jump to the collaboration because that's what you want to see. Collaboration. And as you can see, happy heads stuck on spikes. What are you going to do? Your existence sucks, but at least you can crack each other up. So
I'm the one all the way on the right. That's me.
That's you.
That's you, me, and Sarah. Heads on a pike.
Come on, card. Do your thing.
Oh, no.
It was working before. There it goes. So there, you'll get this cover of Immortal Era and this cover of Path of the Pale Rider on a double-sided metal card. It is going to look amazing. The metal cards always come out really well. And the robot and the green is really going to pop. And then if you want to hear my review of Path of the Pale Rider 1, it's right there. And then if you want to get all 3, because you just get yourself a sticker, get yourself a magnet. Sarah's campaign is super fun. There's so much cool stuff that you can get, and they're inexpensive. It's cheap, and you then can have the avocado cat that you can't buy. Gary is not available as a stretch goal. He's not available as an add-on. He's available if you back all the campaigns. If you back mine and Sarah's, you get Gary. If you back all 3, you not only get Gary's sticker, you get Gary magnet. And you need Gary on your refrigerator.
Gary magnet, absolutely.
To remind you not to let the avocados turn into Gary, because then they taste like shit. No one wants to eat Gary. Gross. The Gary form of avocado is not the one you want to eat, but he's the kind that would live in our world and get eaten with relish. They would be like, yes, it's food. It's not gross. I'll take it.
And that's one thing that's different between Immortal Era and Path of the Pale Rider is the 200 years. because we get to kill our animals, and in Immortal Era, his characters have eaten them all because
the animals are long gone in Immortal Era. The only ones you really see are birds. So when you get to issue 9, you see that crows have survived, but birds can fly away. So it makes them harder to completely eradicate from the earth. Not to say that their population is probably very small, but when you read issue 9, that is my favorite. It made
9 is the best. Yeah.
my colorist and one of the reviewers that read it both cried when they read that issue. So that's saying something.
I'm still reading. I need time. I need everybody to leave me alone. That's going to be my next post tonight. Leave me alone. I'm reading Immortal Era.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Issue 9 is our kind of venture into the West, and it shows you where the setting for volume 3 is going to be. We're going to be leaving the city after issue 12 and moving into this Western town that we see hinted at in issue 9, but it's not going to look like it did in issue 9, because in issue 9, that was before Father came in and messed everything up.
Oh, damn it.
It's going to look a little bit different, but Father messed it up because they deserved it, and then some. And when you read it, you'll find out why 2 people said it made them cry. And my wife is still angry about it. She's like, I got a bone to pick with you about that. And she'll just keep saying, poor Stephanie. So you can find out why.
Stephanie.
9 is the best issue.
Stephanie Rose was Father's wife. And
shh, stop. I don't want to hear anymore.
Nope. Her.
Nope. La, 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 la.
No, all I'm going to say is issue 9 is not the first place you've seen her.
You haven't seen her
in multiple issues.
I just finished the trade, and then I got super busy.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Still reading.
Oh, he backed all 3. You will get yourself with Gary. You'll get Gary sticker. You'll get Gary magnet, and you'll get the double-sided card. And beyond that, you rule. Thank you for backing all of our campaigns. You're the best.
now go to Amazon and buy mine.
Oh
yeah, and then Dash has a book too. So I will stop with the spoilers, and it's back there somewhere. Kind of hard to see when we have my campaign up, but yes, back it please. We're up there, and then we have our thing, and it has to be the cat because it's Avocado Cat Gary. So our cat is saying, she's saying, you need to back Immortal Era 11, and he says no, back Immortal Era 11, Path of the Pale Rider 7, and Produce Cats for extra rewards.
I dropped it up top there. It's
the blue. It's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
Drop the link. If you have the link, Dash, put it in the chat because
I did.
But you only put it on the Facebook. You got to put it out all
put it on the regular stuff. Put it in this chat right here, and then all will see it on besides the Facebook ones.
How do I do that?
Do you see? Oh, you don't see the comments? Let me see. I'll go to the Facebook. Let me see. Does it have the Facebook link? It didn't even. Oh, there it is. I'll put it up here. There it is. And then I will go to Facebook real quick because we're going to wrap things up. We are going. Look, Laurie's here to make my shows the longest because we wait the longest ever Saturday morning comic talk, but also the best. That was the funniest shit ever. We had.
That's it. That's the truth. Because I may take us on some tangents, but we always have a freaking good time, and it's a good show.
Oh, and
so
when you bring,
I'm the person to bring on.
You bring Fish and forget it. You got 3 of the most distractible human beings on the planet, and Sarah's the only one that can keep us somewhat focused. But we just get lost in the tangents. And go back, watch that Saturday morning comic talk, and discover why Titanic is actually a horror movie.
Thanks for dropping that.
Yeah, man. I didn't see it that way until you brought that up. And then I was like, well, that's just poetic justice.
And the funny thing is that I told my friend about Titanic when I fully saw it as a horror movie. That wasn't even me just making it up for that. And I'm describing the movie, and he went to go see it. He's like, what the hell, man? That was just a romance movie. I'm like, no. What about this? What about that?
You convinced him to go see it, and then he was like, F you, man. This is
a piece of crap.
I did that once. I did that once.
My wife had never heard my theory because my friend was pissed at my theory. I'm like, all right, I guess I was wrong. It's not a horror movie. And then I told my wife the theory. She's like, you would make that up. So she's not saying she agrees. She's not saying she disagrees. She goes, That just
You
sounds like
would.
something you would say. I'm like, we've been married almost 25 years. You should know me by now. And know that I come up with the harebrained, most out of left field theories that exist. But, it keeps things interesting because she's never going to be bored by mundane conversation when she's got me around.
It's true. I
All
convinced
right.
someone to watch
Yeah.
the Resident Evil reboot on Netflix when it was a series.
Yeah. Not a good choice. I
He was like, maybe it gets better. Lloyd recommended it. And I was like, you foolish fool.
Thanks,
It
thanks,
doesn't.
them.
Yes, thank
Oh
you,
my
ma'am.
God.
We appreciate
I know.
you.
Look,
And
it's more. We need more Westerns. Hell comes to Texas.
Oh,
Although
ma'am,
I'm going to,
not at all.
I think Amazon just doesn't, I'm just
They
saying,
don't
they don't
bind well.
format
I was
right.
telling her that before.
Because I
That
was like,
they
look how
not
much
bad.
empty space there is. I'm gonna make this beautiful. I'm gonna give you the
Okay.
rebind treatment. We're gonna do that.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
And I'm gonna cut your book down to make it the
make
right
it
size.
proper.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, they can only
We're
do
gonna-
so much.
we're gonna
I
wrap
mean,
things
hey,
up
man.
because I smelled dinner in the next room, and I have to wake up for friggin' work meetings tomorrow.
Dinner?
Yay. I get to hear some keynote speaker be a cheerleader and tell me why I suck. I can't wait. But they're gonna bring that energy. All right, guys, it's 7:30 in the morning. We're tired as fucking. I can't hear you. Cheer louder. Go fuck yourself, meeting person. And if you're listening and you're that meeting person, do better. That's all I can say. All right.
Uh-oh.
So, fish. All right. Whoa.
His
All right.
ears were burning because we were just
Fish.
talking
Yeah,
about
we were
how
talking about you. We were saying that our episode of Saturday Morning Comic Talk was the longest of all time, but also the best. We went on the wildest tangents, and it was beautiful. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. All three of them, Sarah, Fish, and Laurie are all coming back, and we actually are going to put a topic of what we were talking about backstage. So be prepared. It's coming. All right. So we had a great backstage conversation, had to pause it, come back, and now it's going to be the lead
main
topic. So,
stage.
Laurie, tell us where we can find you.
You don't have to look that hard. I'm all over the place. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter sometimes. I'm on TikTok. I like putting stuff there because I will cook things, I will rebind books, and I will post Path of the Pale Rider traumatizing things. I have a YouTube channel, which I'm supposed to push at some point. It's Laurie Calcaterra 360. So you can find me there, which is great because you can watch the Tuesday Morning Brew there.
Yes.
Mhm. So you can catch me every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I interview creators like these two gents right here. And we we get distracted and we become raccoons with shiny things, and we have a good time. So yeah, please go check out the Kickstarter. That is the most important time for creators when we are hail the Pale Rider. Thank you. When we are campaigning, it guarantees that we can continue to make you guys cool stuff and continue to work on stuff. And then when we have extra money, it goes towards the next one and we can go a little quicker. My artists are wonderful. They're worth every penny. Please help me pay for them.
Yeah. That's what
And I got cool stretch goals. We got to unlock the slicing dice so I can kill a watermelon.
We want gummies that you can eat.
Yeah, we want gummies. We want gummies and coffee.
I'm going to switch around the coffee and put it where the magnets are, I think.
Yes, do it. We want that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we will be back next week. And you know what? I have to do one more thing. And that is I'm going to put the link for I Forgot All About Cthulhu. It is up live now.
Yeah,
so
Cthulhu
Invades
2.
Fairy Tales Volume 2. My story in this one, it merges the Dunwich Horror and the Midas Touch. So we see what happens in Lovecraft's world if you get the Golden Touch. What does it do? Who does it summon? It is wild. I had a great time.
That sounds
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild one. And that Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales is up. It's live right now. And next week, I will make sure that I talk about that first.
I'm in there too.
Yes, so we're both in there. What's your story in that one?
I got Beauty and the Beast.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah, so is mine. I always pick I like to pick the weird stories that no one knows because Volume 3, I'm doing the Brave Little Tailor, and
Ooh.
I merged it with oh gosh, the
he's
witch,
he
his witch story.
is he pitching for the next one already?
This was volume 3 that's already done. He did the
Oh.
pitches for that one already. You just gotta pay attention to social media, and I think I just
I completely missed it. Well, I didn't even know about how to get in it the first time. Travis was just like, "You're gonna do Beauty and the Beast, okay?" And I'm like, "Who in the what? What am I doing?"
Yes. All right. So definitely go back that. It is a lot of fun. There's some great stories. You got 2 of them from us, Beauty and the Beast and the Dunwich Touch, as I call my story.
Dunwich Touch. Bad touch. I need an adult.
It is a wild one. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week with Sarah, and we'll be talking about Steve Earle, Guitar Town. Until then, have a great night.
See ya.